Welcome back to another video, guys. This is your host, Junior Garcia. Today we're in Fort Lee, New Jersey, and we're talking about stucco. What's stucco, right? Let's talk about it. In some houses, we have ephes, right? There's two types of stuccos out there. There's ephes, and to the people that don't know what ephes is basically just a foam adhere to your house, right? And then after it adheres to your house, they put a real thin coat, about 1/4 of an inch of stucco. And then they finally paint the stucco with a stucco paint, right? And it's kind of done. When you talk about real stucco, and Italian people, also all my Italian people, hashtag the Italians from Staten Island, leave a comment below, right? They love stucco. They generally will install more ephes than real stucco, but because real stucco is a lot of more labor. So they're actually putting wire mesh and then doing 2 or 3 coats of stucco on it, right? I'm gonna show you what it really looks like. So I wanna show you it's a test, right? And if you're a contractor or you're even a homeowner and you say, you know, I wanna know if it's real ephes or I wanna know if it's real stucco. So real stucco is like this, right? Really hard, you bang on it, it's solid. When you do like a knock test, what I like, you hear it, it's hollow because it's foam, right? But when we did the test, we found out that there was actually a mesh behind this. This is all a foam molding. Obviously it's pure ephes, pure foam moldings, and then they wrap it in stucco, and then they do a paint in stucco as well. So let me show you how stucco really looks like, right? So this is real stucco, guys. This is a wired mesh, and the wired mesh here is attached to the home, whether it's concrete or whether it's plywood like this house. And once they attach it, then they add about 1/4 inch, well, this looks like more of a 1/2 inch of concrete, where we would call it mortar mix or stucco, right? And then on top of this is where they would add the stucco painting. So the removal of this was very, very hard because we thought it was gonna be ephes, meaning it was gonna be a foam product. Guess what? It wasn't a foam product. So if you look to the top, you'll see that we had to use a grinder to cut all the ephes off of it so we can actually get it down and remove the wire mesh from the house. So as you see that, see some even on the corner of the house, you see the wire attached to it. There's a lot of nails, a lot of labor that's involved in it. So it's a big difference, right? It's actually a big difference when you're removing that versus foam. If we would have had the ephes foam, everything around the whole neighborhood, everybody would have had, you know, just foam particles around the whole house, right? Kids love it, right? Adults hate it. So guys, we're gonna be doing the roof, GAF roof. We're doing the siding, James Hardie siding, and also we're doing gutters and a small little accent to the front in metal roof. So you have black standing seam metal roof, black standing seam metal roof over there and up there on top. So basically that's what we're gonna be doing to this house. The purpose of this video is really to talk how to install James Hardie over stucco, right? Because those are definitely different type of challenges, you know? When you're removing vinyl siding from a home, it's so easy. You tear off the siding, you take out the insulation, and then that's it. 1, 2, 3, you nail it to the stud. In this case, let's talk about it, right? I want to show you there's 2 sections of this home. One is straight ephes. This is ephes, guys. This is ephes, right? It's like a foam product. You know, let me get a hammer so I can show you. So this is ephes, guys. This is how you know you got ephes. See it? That's foam. That's the plywood right behind it. There's no wire mesh and there's no concrete. So they did a ephes over the chimney. This is a way you kind of would know. And let's say if you're kind of pricing this out and you tell the contractor, I don't know if it's ephes, I don't know if it's stucco, can you tell me? This is one of the good ways, and we call it a core test. We do a core test, right? And that's why this stuff, when you start removing this away from your home, all your neighbors will hate you because look, it makes a mess. It makes a real big mess. And then you're gonna have to go to your neighbor's house and take your blower and blow this out. And remember, this is all per James Hardie requirements. If this was a James Hardie commercial job, we have to fair everything out, right? We have to fair everything out, 16 on center, and then
what does that mean?
That means that if wherever there's a stud, 16 on center, there should be a stud there, and we're gonna add a fairing over it. So we add a proper drainage behind the siding, whether it's panel, whether it's shake, whether it's lap siding, and there's a full drainage system. You know, that water or moisture, we call it moisture, will run behind the siding, and it doesn't affect the siding. In this case, this is residential, it's not commercial. So James Hardie says it's a yes, that you can adhere it right to the wall, especially if this is EIFS, right? If it's real stucco, like
the mesh we showed you.
Like the mesh before, we can put fairings over it, and after we do the fairings over it, we can install the siding. How much of the house is stucco and how much of the house is EIFS, right? So that's a really good question to know. So it's definitely a big house. It's roughly around 30 something squares. So we're gonna go right now. We know that on the other side, on the dormers, it's definitely real stucco. This is EIFS. Let me take you to the other side and we'll just see if we do a test, right? What you do is, if they're going ahead, if your client is definitely gonna go ahead and move forward, you can still do a small core test. And the core test would be here. See, you hear that? See how solid that is? That means that's stucco, real stucco. This, it's hollow.
Why did they do it like that?
Huh. It's a better job. It should last longer. That's why people want to use real stucco. It saves money. You know, it is normal. People will save money and cut corners, like they'll do James Hardie siding in the front of your home, and they'll do vinyl siding on all three sides. So when the neighbors pass by, oh, I love your Hardie siding, but when they actually go through the backyard, they see vinyl siding. It is definitely a cost issue. It's real stucco, but it just has a real thin. This is hollow, right?
Wow.
So, it's snowing in Jersey. It's snowing in Jersey. So guys, the rule of thumb is if it's EIFS, James Hardie says you need to remove all the EIFS off your home, right? Because you can't install one siding product over a different siding product. If you have real stucco, right? If you have real stucco, you can fair out the whole house with fairings, pressure treated, prime, pine, something, and fair out the whole house, and then install a brand new James Hardie siding, whether it's slab, whether it's shake, whether it's board and batten. That's how you do it. So those are the two different rules that are out there. Know them, right? It makes it easier, especially when you're estimating, right? You don't want to underestimate and you find your situation and you're like, you got to go back to the client and I need a couple more dollars. Leave me some comments below. What do you guys think about it? Have you done a project like this? Generally, we see it now more in the Franklin Lakes area in New Jersey, northern New Jersey. We're seeing, I know that one of my competitors down in South Jersey and the Philly area, they're removing a ton of EIFS stucco because they never put the correct stucco wrap to the house and they had a lot of water coming through. What's the bad thing about EIFS stucco versus real stucco? EIFS stucco is basically a lot of squirrels and birds will eat away after time and then will cause a natural leak in. So a lot of people are trying to get away with it. Insurance brokers are saying we're not gonna insure your house if you don't change it to James Hardie siding or to another type of siding except EIFS. And then all they'll ask you, they wanna see prior pictures when they installed the stucco wrap and the proper flashing before their warranty, or they'll give them the insurance for stucco to their home. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, to leave a comment below. If you have a comment, let me know. Once we get to 3,000 subscribers, we're gonna give a free GAF roof and a free James Hardie siding. Maybe I'll add some gutters as well. Keep watching.